please join me in welcoming the Rotarian you have elected as President of Rotary International for 2015-2016. From the Rotary Club of Colombo, Sri Lanka, K.R. Ravi Ravindran and Vanity.
Wow, I've never stood before an audience like this. Today, as I stand here before you with Vanity, I accept this role with a deep sense of duty and a solemn resolve, knowing that I follow in the wake of those great architects, the former presidents of Rotary International, many of whose presence I acknowledge today, together with President Ron Burton here, and incoming President Gary Huang over here, who have forged the history of our organization with vision and with vigor. With Vanity at my side, I pledge to enhance their legacy and extend its borders to wider frontiers. I realize that we are at a momentous period in our history. The great battle we waged against the insidious polio virus is slowly but surely drawing to its finite end. And we are continuing to reach out to thousands with our humanitarian services. The alumni from our peace centers are beginning to play an increasingly important role, whilst our global grants are creating projects which are larger and more potent and more beneficial. But let us continue to be vigilant. Let us not lull ourselves into complacency, for we know our membership lingers and languishes in areas where it should really grow. We know we have the technology created at our headquarters to help us communicate better, but it falters because it is not being taken advantage of by many of our clubs. And we know that the glow of our Rotary brand must be made to shine brighter and louder, especially to those outside our organization. These are the challenges that we must face, and face we will, for the future before us is positive. And our name and fame as an organization founded on ethical standards and promoting humanitarian service activities will flourish and will soar. We will be fueled by the proven capacity of our members to show passion in their work, as they will continue to extend their arms in support to those who are starving and weak, to those who are ignorant and illiterate, to those who are elderly and infirm, and in general, to those who are trapped in the margins of our society. This passion, together values inculcated within us, will be the fulcrum on which our progress will be founded. And as I say this, I'm conscious, like many of you, I too owe much to Rotary for reinforcing within me the values that my parents taught me. Today, I can proudly proclaim that I am what I am because I was molded by Rotary. Yes. Yes, I can personally vouch for the ability of our organization to blend commerce with cause, friendship with service, and I know firsthand that each of us is lifted even as we lift others.
Now, from the beginning, Rotary was designed to reflect the needs of its members and its communities. As Paul Harris wrote almost 80 years ago, this is a changing world, and we must be prepared to change with it. The story of Rotary will have to be written again and again. And I want to urge all of us today, and all of you today, to follow his advice. The traditional way of doing things may very well result in a strong and dynamic Rotary, and may work in your club or district. But if it doesn't, then perhaps it's time to be doing things differently. Talk openly and honestly about what could be better in your club, about what's keeping you from reaching your potential. If club traditions or club rules are holding you back, change them and move forward. That is not walking away from tradition. That's doing things exactly the way Paul Harris intended. Because Rotary's strength is in its members. When our membership is growing, both in size and strength, our clubs are more vibrant. We have more to show the world, and we have more resources with which to help Rotary flourish. All of Rotary spirals in a positive direction. Look at what we have achieved over the past decade with 1.2 million members in 34,000 clubs. Now think what we could do with 40, 50, 60,000 clubs with 2 or 3 million top quality members. We'd be able to attract more partners, take on even more ambitious projects, leverage our abilities and our resources to have an even greater impact in our communities and in the world. But the truth is that we aren't growing in many parts of the world, and our global membership number has been flat for the last dozen years, and our average member is older than ever before. We've tried so many times over the years to get our membership numbers up by encouraging Rotarians to invite their friends, colleagues, and clients. Sometimes our numbers go up a little bit, but so often they fall again. And yet we keep trying in the same ways to increase our membership, even though at this point it's more than obvious that in many parts of the world, those methods simply aren't working. It's time to try something different. Because to put it bluntly, Rotary's long-term survival depends on our willingness to let in some fresh air. Of course, we have to ask people to join Rotary, but just asking is not enough. To bring in new members, we have to show the world a Rotary that is powerful, relevant, rewarding, and diverse. To keep our members, we need to offer an experience that lives up to what we promise and to what they want. These twin challenges are what often stand between the Rotary we are and the Rotary we perhaps could be.
We are so pleased that the RI President chose to focus on the youth and recognize the great efforts of what Rotaractors and Interactors have been doing all over the world. Thank you, President. Once this opportunity came our way, we decided that we needed to do something big, something tremendous to showcase the power of young people during the conference. Our theme was, let's be the change, because we believe that doing the same thing is not going to take us anywhere. We wanted to show that the world that we were the agents of change, and like President Ron's theme, we wanted to engage Rotary and change lives. With this in mind, we hit upon this great idea of organizing the world's biggest high-five and setting a new Guinness World Record. We gathered more than 7,000 Rotaractors and Rotarians to form the shape of a human hand. This was a great success, and we achieved our dream by setting the Guinness World Record. Since the conference, I can tell you that Rotaractors in my district are standing tall, and we are proud to say that we are Rotaractors, and we are proud to have this label in front of our names. The impact of this project was so huge that you won't believe me, friends. We have 2,000 new Rotractors engaged from then now, till now. Rotractors in our district have achieved some amazing things. And to name a few, we came up with this project named Siksha. And Siksha means education. We collected old books from Rotaractors, Interactors, Rotarians, corporate houses, and the public at large. With the immense support of everybody, we were able to collect 200,000 books in just 7 days. Can you believe that? 200,000 books in just 7 days. We inaugurated 108 change libraries, and which in schools which could not even afford them. So that is what we did. And all we did was invest our time in a dream and vision for an educated India.
In my various engagements and working with young people as a district new generations chair for Rotary District 9211, I've never felt more optimistic about what young people can achieve. They are energetic, they are adventurous, they are innovative, they are industrious and healthy and willing to learn. But what they lack is the basic opportunity to enable them to develop their full potential. Over the years, Rotary International has built resilience and equality with a wider vision of helping the youth. And the youth is just a state of mind because it implies we can always be young and fresh. Sometimes, my fellow Rotarians, you need a fresh perspective to solve a challenge. Young people are powerful in transformation because they have advantages. They have the internet, they have the Twitter, they use Facebook to organize protests and even speak about human rights and oppression. And this is a great tool that Rotary can tap into to advance goodwill and understanding. The youth world over have always been at the forefront. Is it struggling for freedom or a quest for development? The youth have played a pivotal role. I would like to encourage you, my fellow Rotarians and leaders, that in whatever you do, always do your best to meet, empower, energize young people, because they are the now. And they're the ones shaping the future of great organizations like Rotary, with their passion, energy, and ideas. And if we are to realize Rotary's road to transformation, new generations' development and empowerment are key. We cannot achieve sustainable Rotary development without addressing the youth and the issues that affect them. We cannot adequately address issues of the youth without their participation. It is indeed nothing about us without them. And the surest way to hand over the future to the youth must be preemptive. In other words, the earlier, the better. Friends, the forming of a person precedes transfer of responsibility, because people are hired for their skills and leadership, but they are fired for their character. Since it is inescapable for the youth today to become the leaders and influencers of tomorrow, our task as Rotary International is twofold: the formation of the youth as a person and the intentional transfer into their hands to make it better than today. Let us not wait until tomorrow. Now is the time to build those partnerships with the new generations and to prepare them for a better tomorrow for all of us.
Like all great projects, the Digital Learning Room began with a vision that we could address inequality and poverty through education and creative technology. I want to share with you today some of the things that we've learned through the Digital Learning Room and that I think make this project amazing. Firstly is community. Of paramount importance to us was that this project was owned by the community. We worked with community leaders, like you saw in the video, Timothy, and our computer instructor leader, Mr. Azim Aziz, to make sure that this project met the community needs and that it was what they wanted. Secondly is partnerships. We knew that we couldn't do this project alone. When we work together, we are so much stronger than we are when we're alone. We partnered with the Auckland University of Technology, who brought amazing skills in education, computer programming, and development. We even recruited a young Rotary Youth Exchange student, John Glendon, to be our photographer in Fiji. Through working together, we were able to make magic happen. These partnerships enabled us to do so much more than we could have done alone. For us at the Digital Learning Room, we want to have this project across the world. We want to see digital learning rooms in all communities that are experiencing poverty and marginalization. We want to continue opening up worlds of possibility for people like this young woman, Neha. Neha is a member of the senior technology class at Buthalevu Secondary School. And that class is made up of 3/4 young women, which I think is absolutely amazing. I wanted to share with you something that Neha wrote. She said, "Technology is of great significance in my life. Technology is the innovation of ideas. It is technology that will lead us forward." And that comes from a 16-year-old girl in rural Fiji. How amazing is that? At Digital Learning Room, we're currently working on developing 100 digital learning centers in the South Pacific. We can't do it alone, though. It's with people like you that we can make this dream a reality. We require funding and support to continue developing digital learning rooms, to continue supporting the youth so that they can become future leaders. I wanted to close with some final reflections on freedom and opportunity. I just turned 30 this year, and when I look back over my life, I see a life of opportunity, of access to education. I've been able to travel, to have a job, a career that I love. And this opportunity should belong to all. I think about that photo of the young boy, and I think about the freedom to grow up, to be safe. Organizations like Digital Learning Room, like Rotary, we're all working towards that goal. The challenges facing our world are great, and they're not going to disappear overnight. But it is through working together, through working creatively with innovation and passion, through engaging technology and supporting education, that we can change the world. And we have to work together. When we work together, we are stronger. And it is through working together that we can create a world of opportunity. Thank you very much.